Hey guys, welcome to Let's Play Hand of Fate! I'm Nye, and Z is joining me.
Hello!
So, Hand of Fate is a new game that is currently, it's Steam greenlit, but it is currently very much in development. It's in its early access phase. In fact, it's so early that you have to go to their website to actually pick it up from them. And, it looks very good. I saw it on a YouTube video about a week and a half, no, less than that, a couple days ago, and decided I really wanted to try it. And Z is also into roguelikes like this, so Z is joining to see how badly I die.
Yep, that's gonna make my whole night.
Yeah. Now, it should be noted, as you can see, and there's a reason I'm sitting on this screen, the game is very much in early access. This is the supposedly the first build. So there's a lot of stuff here that is not going to be in the final game. They said the sound effects, music, the dealer, their placeholder. So they're, stuff to be aware of, but it is very playable. But I'll be playing for the first time. I've just seen it played. What makes me the most happy, apart from the fact that I have the link there in the video for you guys to take a look at, so you can kind of go grab it yourself if you want to join it, they directly give Let's Play permissions directly in the opening screen. I love that. It's fantastic. Let's start. And this is just too damn cool. This is the entry, menu screen for this game.
This is actual menu screen?
Well, this is the entry screen, so you get to just watch the dealer as he's messing around with the cards, and I always love seeing this effect, like the magical manipulation of cards. And they do really well in making it so you can't directly see the card pass, the cards spin a little bit as they fly, just has a cool effect. But as soon as you get in, he makes the deck. So we should get a little bit of story, maybe? No? Okay. Enter to continue.
Here is the first member of my court, the Jack of Dust.
Okay,
12 in all must fall before you.
Did it just launch right in there?
Well, it was a little bit of audio there. So there's no story so far, it sounds like. So this is kind of a headcanon for the time being, though they did say in the development notes at the beginning that they haven't done the intro yet. But the dealer just said that this is the first of his court, and something like 12 must fall before you are free. So, from what I understand of the game, this is my first boss, the Jack of Dust. The bandit leader is stronger and faster than most bandits encountered. He also inspires nearby henchmen to steal gold whenever they land a successful strike. So, whenever I fight this guy, he's going to have buddies, and they will steal gold from me if they hit me.
Sounds like it's just there to make long-term runs harder.
Well, from what I understand is that you beat the first boss, and he unlocks more cards for you, and then in future runs, he becomes a standard enemy to fight. And so on and so on for each successful boss. You might not have to fight them in future runs, but they become an option for you to fight. And it does have a little bit of flavor text. Now, supposedly, this game has, Xbox Live, or Xbox controller support.
The cards fall where they may.
But
we begin.
So, he deals the first couple decks. Now, in future runs of this, I'll actually be able to customize my deck, but apparently I'm not allowed to do that for the first time, because I don't have any new cards. So he deals some decks for me, some decks for him.
Well, it is early to be talking about victories and losses.
Okay.
Let us see what you are made of.
So I have, let's see, do we have any, we have controls. Can I, gamepad enabled? Enabled? Enabled.
Looks
no,
like
apparently... It's not going to allow me to enable the gamepad. I'm not sure why. We'll have to figure out in the future. I'm okay with using the mouse and keyboard for now. I'll just have to learn how to do it. Okay, so, let's go back. So, we have our basic interface here. So, this is the main play screen. Which is, I mean, this is pretty detailed. I really like this. I like that they have the candle with the candle wax. His, bowl over here is on a dagger.
I like that your health is represented on an actual card.
Do not waste
and your food
my
and your
time.
Gold.
Perhaps you are having troubles understanding how your piece is moved.
So, from what I understand...
So, you will not progress
hold on.
far.
Can I turn him down?
I require far more.
Hold on, let me
from
turn
my
him down,
opponents
because he's going to be loud, apparently. Okay, so, from what I understand, and keep in mind, I'm basing this all on information I got from watching someone else play for a few minutes. I have not actually played myself, so I'm kind of gathering on my own. This game plays a lot like FTL. Food is fuel. And you can gain it through various events, but every time you take a step, it takes 1 food. And if you run out of food, you start losing health. You don't die immediately, but you do lose it. So this is my piece, and I'm on my starting card, so I can only go in this direction. So we've reached the card, The Maiden. Okay. So what happens here? I am Merith of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you seek? So I can ask for longer life, I can ask for supplies, I can ask for gold. Given that it's so early, I think asking for supplies, I'm hoping she'll give us food. That sounds like the best plan.
The game deck is filled with
3 food.
Yeah. So there's... And he just explained this, but, so there's several decks. There's the Gain deck, which is a bunch of just really good rewards that you can get. And I think this also, it doesn't include your equipment deck, and I guess we'll talk about that eventually when I get to actually see the equipment deck. It doesn't include it, but it includes cards that you draw from the equipment deck. And then he also has the Pain deck, which does damage to you. So the healer draws you 2 food cards, 3 plus 1, so I just got a decent amount of stuff. So that bread will sustain you for many days. So the Maiden's there, so then we move on to the next one. A Winding Trail.
That sounds a little more dangerous.
Suddenly, a tree falls across your path, blocking the way ahead. An ambush, you must fight for your life. Draw 2 monster cards. So now he draws from his deck of monsters, and so...
2 and 3 of dust.
And here's the problem. From what I understand, 2 and 3 makes 5. That's literally how many guys you fight. So, my first combat, I'm going to be fighting 5 guys. From what I understand, dust is bandits. Did he freeze? No, we're good. He's just talking. So first it throws me into... So that's my card. That's the enemy cards. And it throws my equipment on top of me. And so now I have to fight these guys.
Oh, that's a really nice effect, actually.
Doesn't that look cool? Now, it's a very, like, Fable or Batman control scheme. Now, I'm not doing very well, because this is... Okay, is there a block?
All over the place here.
Yeah, I'm probably going to die very early just because this is using mouse and keyboard and I'm not used to this. But there's a very, as I said, very Batman Arkham, style to it. You just have to take care of the entire group. But But they're ripping me to pieces, yeah. Which is bad, and I don't think I have any, shield ability, I guess?
You just smashed with your shield.
Yeah. Oh, I just won, with 11 health left. So yeah, I just smashed someone, but I don't have, a block, it looks like.
Or you don't. You could check your controls, you might have one.
I might. Well, from what I've seen, some equipment gives you some abilities. You can't counter unless you have a counter weapon. You can't block unless you have a block weapon or a block shield. So you can't shield bash unless you have that. So we get an armory card. I guess it's from the Gain deck. So we draw 1 equipment. So that's the Plunderer's Cap. So that just came out of my equipment deck. So when I start the game, not only do I decide 2 decks of my own in the future. One is going to be the equipment deck, and I decide what equipment from my own personal stockhold that I can throw into the deck, and I'll decide what I want to be able to draw and what I don't want to be able to. There's a minimum amount of cards I'm actually allowed to use, but I can just kind of swap things around, so I can say, okay, I like the Plunderer's Cap, let's leave that in, but there may be a helmet that, lets you see attacks coming, but you lose health for it. I might want to take that out instead.
See, I kind of like that, because that keeps the roguelike style of randomization while still giving the ability to customize your own style of play.
And if there's something you're never going to want to use, take it out. Why have that drop that you're never going to want to use? So we get the Plunderer's Cap. It's apparently valued at $25. And then when you draw supplies, instead draw 2 and pick 1. So it gives you a lot more control. I like that. Okay? So that's in my equipment. And now I draw a new supplies card, so I can choose to gain 10 gold or gain 10 health. I think
that's pretty obvious.
10 health is going to be the obvious one. So that Plunderer's Cap is already helping me.
Not that 21 health is going to do much if you keep fighting like you were fighting before.
Yeah, well, 7 enemies right off the bat. That seems a little bit ridiculous. Okay, so my weapon is the Rusty Axe. During combat, press left mouse button to attack, and that's it. I have light armor, light defense, but no penalty to my speed. No blessing or curses, so that's apparently a thing that happens. I have the Plunderer's Cap on my helmet. My shield provides passive damage mitigation, but it doesn't look like I have a block. I have no artifacts, but apparently that's a thing. I have no trinkets, that's a thing. I have no gloves, that's a thing. So there's a lot of different equipment cards for me, which is very cool. And apparently there's even upgrades that you can unlock. So there's a lot of stuff in this game.
There's a lot of depth, but
Yeah.
if they don't even have an intro, they still got a ways to go.
Oh yeah, I'm not expecting this to be done anytime soon, but I'm really liking the ideas that I'm seeing so far. There's a reason why I wanted to get a jump on this one. So you see a weapon glinting in the sunlight and lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. Climb down to get the weapon or leave it. Z, this is the one I was telling you about. So, in the interest of having fun and seeing what we can do, let's go ahead and climb down and get the weapon. So, the game shows me the results I could get. And I think, so far, every time I've seen this one, it's always been the same results.
Failure and a huge success.
It's always been the same. So, you have a 25% chance to get each one, and the game is laying it on the table. This is what could happen here. And it's just luck of the draw. So, let's go with that one. Huge success. I'm making a note here. So, very carefully make your way down to the bottom of the canyon.
You know, I was going to congratulate you on your luck, but that reference just...
I had to. I could...
all the wind out of my sails.
I had to. It said I have to. There's no... You can't not do that. So, I'm allowed to draw one weapon card. So, I get the mace. Press left mouse button to strike enemies, and it's faster than a sword or an axe. Deals 20 damage. And it's valued at 10 versus 0 from the rusty axe, and it deals the same damage. Sure, I'll take that. I'm happy with that.
Good trade to me.
Yep. Okay, and then we move to the last one, which is just the stairs to move up. So you have discovered the exit to this area. Take the stairs or turn back. If there was more to explore, we would, but there isn't, so let's take the stairs. Okay, so that's the first section of the dungeon done. Let's move on to the next step. Field of Poppies. Oh, this is going to end well. You wander among a field of poppies. Too late, you realize they're sleeping poppies. Yeah, I was about to guess that.
Oh, dear.
You know that's not going to end well. Poppies always put the... I mean, it's the Wizard of Oz. That's what it is. It's the exact same thing. You wake up groggy and disoriented. So I guess that
Poppies will make them sleep.
Exactly. I'm assuming that just changes the layout of the dungeon on you. We found a shop. I have no money. I guess we'll approach and just see what's there. Greetings, wise traveler. We have much to offer you. Okay. So then we pop out of our card and... Okay. So...
Looks like you could sell that rusty axe.
No, I can't. I don't have it anymore.
Oh, is it gone?
It looks like it. Well, I mean, it was a zero-cost item in the first place.
If it's zero value, then it doesn't matter anyway.
But, so you can sell items. Oh, no. Oh, it's backspace to go back. Okay.
Perhaps you can't sell your initial equipment?
I'm assuming so. It'd be too easy to just give you free stuff. There's stuff we could buy. So they have a sword, an axe, a Viking blade. Gain charges by performing higher tier attacks and press Alpha 1 to trigger rage.
You don't really have any money, though.
And the Damocles, during combat, press Alpha 2 to throw knives in 8 cardinal directions. That's some interesting stuff. It looks like we are passively healing, too.
Well, that's good.
And then you can also heal wounds, looks like. And you can also buy food. We can't do any of that because we don't have any money. So we'll leave.
You could have sold your plunderer's cap for enough money for a
But
healing potion.
I think it's too good, though. Being able to choose what you get.
Being able to live for another card is probably better.
Oh, hey, it's the boss. Okay, it's time to fight him. So he pulls... Okay, so he pulls tokens out of his pot. And I think the idea is that if you successfully beat whatever the current event is, you get those tokens, and those unlock new cards.
I see.
So apparently I get the Jack plus 4 dust cards against me. So there's the Jack. And there's his 4 dust cards. Very cool intro.
Die.
We know it's going to happen. I mean, it's, you know... So, ow. Okay. Well, I've already killed 2 of his men. Well, I thought I killed 2 of his men.
They're getting back up.
Yeah, I noticed that. We dealt him some big damage, looks like. I'm assuming that's what that slowdown means. That we actually did some good stuff.
Oh, the swing speed on that mace just makes a world of difference.
Yeah, I'm actually able to get some stuff done. We may actually win here. I'm able to just... Yep, that's it. We just won.
Just
wow.
Like just because you weren't too slow.
Yeah.
You were fast enough to actually handle that number of opponents.
So the Jack
Mace
goes
seems
in...
really powerful.
And the Jack goes in that little book of cards. We have now earned stronger counterattacks. Maybe that's an upgrade. So that goes into this little deck of things here. And there's our character. Our character seems to have a gun, too. But bandits have had their strength increased. So I got a bonus, but so did they.
Interesting.
It's very interesting. Okay. So that's an upgrade to his guys. Oh, screw you too, buddy.
Permanent or just for this run?
I don't know. Okay, so...
Get 3 token? Oh. Or just 1?
Let's see. Because he's talking. No, it sounds like that's permanent. Because he was saying that I claim my reward from doing this, but he gets his reward too. So, that sounds like it's a permanent boost to the bandit. Let's go ahead and activate this.
He gets a reward for you not dying? That seems kind of
I guess.
stacked.
As a reward for beating the bandit Jack, you receive these new cards. Cave Rescue, Ambush, Jack of Bones, Dead King's Hall, A Winding Trail, and River.
You already had a winding trail.
I guess I get a second one. Okay. So now I get the next token. And that gives me, as reward for defeating the bandit Jack, you receive these new cards. Medium Armor, Viking Blade, Time Heals, Chains of Rage, Fate's Folly, and Explorer's Helmet.
So it looks like you can use those in your equipment deck.
Right. And then we have our one last token. For defeating my bandit Jack, I will give you a new challenge. Bandit Attack, Goblins, Maze of Traps. I don't know what that lock means, though. And so, there's the deck. And if I'm gathering this correctly... Yeah, that's the end of the session.
Okay.
So that was interesting. It was short. It was only a 17-minute thing. But I'm given to believe that the runs will last a lot longer in the future.
So it looks like the goal of each run is to defeat the boss he's selected for that run.
Right.
And then each run becomes more complicated.
Yeah, things get more powerful. You get something, there's a progression system. You get more cards to play with to decide what you want. He gets a bonus. He gets stronger, so that way to pose you more of a challenge. But you get some powers that kind of evens it out. It gets more complicated, but no one gets too powerful. Very interesting idea.
It looks like this game will be pretty solid when it's released.
I know. It's extremely playable now. I'm very interested. And they said they're adding new cards. They're working on stuff. It's a little expensive, guys. I'll tell you flat out. It's about $25 to get in on it. I don't know if that's just the early access price or if that's the price the game's going to go for. And your mileage may vary. But right now, the game is in an extremely playable early access. Like, this was a really fun and interesting 15 minutes, and I'm really looking forward to see how much further the game goes. So, if you're interested, jump on it. I know there's an early access forum that they have for beta testers, and they're taking responses from people. There's already some stuff going on there from just stuff people are finding, comments they're making about interfaces, things like that. So there's a lot of good stuff there. It sounds like the developers are really willing to talk. Before I had a chance to actually jump into the game and notice that Let's Play permission across the bottom, I directly asked them, hey, are you guys up for this? And they said, oh, yes, definitely. They really want to see this. So, really cool group of guys, and it sounds like they had their vision. They wanted to make this, roguelike with tarot cards, which is completely cool. But they also sound like they're really listening to how people want to do this game and how they want the game to evolve, which is just absolutely awesome. So yeah, definitely recommend that you guys jump on it. And
yeah, you've sold me on it. I think I'm going to go grab this game now.
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, guys, I think we're going to stop for now, just because I think it's a great way to introduce the game and see what you guys have to say. And hopefully, now that Z has a chance to, be convinced to go buy it and go buy it, Z will come back in the future with a lot more insight than I actually have and be able to, brag about how fast you beat the game and how far I'm lagging behind.
Little disappointed that I didn't get to see you die, but
It was that close, though. I mean, it was 11 HP off. That said, something tells me there'll be death in the future now that the band is getting stronger and I barely squeaked by. Still think it has a little something to do with the controls, though. But yeah, guys, we'll see you later.
See ya.